In my presentation, I will be discussing ancient Greek architecture, specifically temples and how they were made. In 8th century BC, the civilization of ancient Greece began. During this time, the Greeks contributed countless aspects to Western civilization, such as philosophy, math, and science, all of which we still use today. However, one aspect that may be the most popular are their contributions to architecture. According to the Ancient History Encyclopedia, there are known to be the best buildings in the ancient world. Ancient Greek architecture consisted of temples, theaters, and stadia. The Greeks strongly believed in building perfect structures using simplicity, proportion, perspective, and harmony. Their ideas not only influenced other civilizations in their time, such as the Romans, but they also have strong influences in modern society today. When discussing the ancient Greeks, it is important to understand who they were. They were not exclusively from Greece. They were native to the Greek mainland and the Peloponnese. There were also several Greek colonies in Ionia and located in Italy and Sicily. Basically, at that time, the Greeks were considered anybody who could speak the Greek language. They did not have to be exclusively from Greece. Temples may be the most popular and influential type of building that the Greeks established. The word temple derives from the Latin term templum, which translates to dwelling. Temples were originally made for divinities like gods and goddesses. However, many were also made for public use. The earliest temples were constructed out of wood, mud, brick, and thatch, all of which did not last very long. For several centuries, this was thought to be the only way to construct temples. However, once the ancient Greek civilization began, stone was used more frequently due to its durable qualities, unlike the previously used materials. Temples were so highly rated that most of the city-states money, and other resources went directly to the building of the temples. They did this mostly because they wanted to compete with other city-states in Greece and to have the best temples. Temples were originally created for the divine, also known as the gods. They were often built on sacred spaces where the gods may have had an event at one point. However, many temples were built for public use also. There are multiple types of temples. The first type is called top style, which has columns only at the front of the temple. The second type is called amphipro style, which has columns at the front and the back. The third type is called peripteral, which has a single line of columns arranged all around the exterior of the temple. The fourth type is called dipteral, which has a double row of columns around the building. The fifth and final type is called tholos, which has a circular ground plan. The Greek architectural term stoa describes a covered walkway or colonnade designed for public use. When looking at temples, one has to know the different types of construction. The oldest known type of construction is called post and lintel, which you can see very clearly in Stonehenge, a historical landmark in England. In this example, putting two stones together as the base, the post, and putting another stone on top is the most basic system of construction. The decorative systems are known as orders and are the building blocks of Western architecture. The orders have been used for over 2,500 years and are still used to this day. The three most used order in ancient Greek architecture include the Doric order, the Ionic order, and the Corinthian order. Each are very individualistic and all require a tremendous amount of manpower to create. The Doric order was established around the 7th century on the Greek mainland. It is the most simple, while simultaneously being the most popular out of the three orders. If you look just at the top, under the impediment, which is the triangular part of temples acting as the roof, sometimes containing sculptures inside, there's the frieze. The frieze, also known as the triglyph,